Hello and welcome to your astrological vibrations for Sunday, February 3rd and Monday, February 4th, 2019 by Gaia Blooming. I am Mimi and our energy mantra for today is as above, so below. I move forward with balanced energy flow. And today and tomorrow, we have two big energies happening. We have Venus, which has already moved into Capricorn. We're going to go into that. And then we are building to the new moon on Monday in Aquarius. That new moon will be 1:03 p.m. Pacific time. And I just want to mention, hold out to the end, I'm doing my Sunday Fun Day pick a card, 1, 2, or 3, especially in alignment with this new moon energy. So hold out to the end, pulling it from Work Your Light cards. So today we had the moon already shift into Aquarius. So the moon in Aquarius has us in the dark of the moon, preparing for that new moon. Dark of the moon is just a really great time for clearing out, shedding energies, because we do want to work with the balanced sun and moon energy, the aligned sun and moon energy to set intentions. And we want to set intentions from a clear, unbridled, untainted place. So the clear out in the dark of the moon is purposeful. So if anything's coming up, feelings, emotions, anything that you need to face, which I know there was a lot over this weekend as we had all those squares in that energy, so hopefully you're cleared out by now. But if anything else is coming up, let it go, let that flow so that you can connect with your highest vibrational energy. I love this Venus into Capricorn shift along with this because I feel like these energies, especially in reading the Sabian symbol for this new moon, these energies really connect so well. So as I was sitting, feeling through what the highest message I could bring forward with Venus into Capricorn, which it shifted today, Sunday, 2:29 p.m. Pacific time, the message I got is around responsibility. So Capricorn to me is the sign of responsibility, where we are responsible to our higher selves. We are responsible to our soul energy. With Venus, Venus brings in the energy of pleasure. Venus brings in beauty. Venus brings in love. And that's what really came up, was being responsible to the good in the world, being responsible for making sure that we see, that we witness, that we acknowledge the good that is around us. I think sometimes it's so easy to get caught up in, and this is going wrong, and this is going wrong, and oh my God, climate change, and oh my God, Donald Trump, and all of the things that, can come up that can throw us off our game. And this is saying, hey, stuff's going to go on. It's going to happen. But we need to make sure we are taking balanced, equal time with the good stuff that is in the world. Making time to acknowledge, like I said, the love. Making sure that we acknowledge the beauty that really does constantly surround us, when we get outside and in nature, and take the pleasure for it to help bring us into balance. And this works so well with the Sabian symbol, like I said, for the new moon energy. The new moon energy at 15 degrees has two lovebirds sitting on a fence singing happily. The key note with this is the blessing bestowed upon personal achievements by the spiritually fulfilled consciousness of the soul. We can find that fulfillment when we acknowledge the love, when we acknowledge the beauty, when we acknowledge the good things that are all around us. And it goes on to say, which I think is really important to bring forward, this symbol can be interpreted at various levels of significance, but it evidently suggests a state of being in which two complementary aspects of spiritual reality, however we may conceive them, are united. This union results in happiness or bliss, ananda. As the two birds are sitting on a fence, and the fence separates two fields or gardens, the implication is that separative consciousness of the ego can thus be blessed, perhaps as a spiritual reward for long-sustained and well-done work. So it's reminding us, sometimes we over-identify with the negative. Sometimes we can over-identify with the ego. And this is our responsibility, a chance, a call to respond to the good, connect with the good, resonate with the beauty in the world. Now, there may be other things that come up with Venus in Capricorn. Venus in Capricorn can bring around energies of desire for commitment in love or relationships, really wanting to make a partnership stick. So that may be something that's up for you in regards to this. But even with that, like sometimes we get so caught up in what we don't have. Get a little bit caught up in the good reality, in the beautiful reality, because that helps shift our vibrations and helps bring us into balanced energetic alignment. And that, like I said, works so well with this new moon. So this new moon, 1:03 p.m., like I said, that Sabian symbol energy. That's one of the best things I feel like I can bring with this new moon energy. I don't feel like I have any like earthquaking messages to send forward with it, except that we're all responsible for our personal balance. If you remember, I've talked about, the Aquarius glyph, which has the wavy lines. So it can be seen as wavy lines, as in like the lines of the brain, the wavy lines that the brain makes on the machine, and the wavy lines of the heart that you see on a heart monitor. It can be the as above, so below energy. It can be vibrational energies. Like Aquarius, there are so many different things that it can mean. We are all responsible for the vibration that we are putting out into the world. And what we put out into the world does affect everybody in the world. And so as above, so below. What are you connecting with right now? What are you connecting with in your mind? What are you connecting with in your heart? What are you connecting with on the spiritual level? What are you connecting with on the reality level? A lot of people would live in such a way that such a manner that they kind of disconnect their spirituality from their daily reality. I go to church on Sunday, and then I go about life. And for that hour, I go to church on Sunday and connect to spirituality, and then the rest of my life, I don't. I'm not saying anybody specifically does that in here, but we need to bridge that gap. I always love that saying. What is it? I want to make sure I get it right. We're not humans having a spiritual experience. We are spiritual beings having a human experience. Like, experience your spirituality intertwined with your humanness. Bring that in. Find that balance. I wish I had the Zorba the Buddha card in order to demonstrate that, because that card so describes this. But that, I feel like, is the message. Another thing that's really interesting, I was listening to, what's his name, Jason Silva the other day, and he was talking about PTSD and how when people have PTSD, they do identify with the ego in regards to the trauma. And a lot of times they do shut out that beauty piece, the beauty that's around the nature and that connection, and how that connection can bring so much healing, especially as we resonate to that. We all have trauma. We all have pieces where we kind of connect ourselves out from the world because of what has happened. But this is a calling to reconnect, because everything is connected in the web of life. So with this moon, allow that to be part of your intention, to reconnect to the beauty, to reconnect to the good things that are in your life. Besides these two things, the Venus in Capricorn and new moon energy in Aquarius, we have the moon in Aquarius going on to make one more connection that I really like. Actually, both connections I really like. After the moon will connect to Jupiter. And Jupiter in Sagittarius is reminding us, reach for the good things. So this is an echo of that message. Can you continue to reach for the good things? Can you make that part of your intention moving forward? Every day I'm going to take some time and see the good. Sometimes when things are really hard in my life, I just repeat the mantra in my head, I believe in good things, I believe in good things, I believe in good things. Because it's easy once you start going down that downward spiral energy to keep on going down that rabbit hole. So when you reach for the good things, it reminds you that it's there, and then you start looking for it. The other connection I really, really love, we have the moon aligning with Mercury and aligning with Lilith all together. And this is happening at 11:11 p.m. Pacific time. So it's definitely got a little push for us to take notice of this. Where are your thoughts taking you? How are you aligning with your truth? And I think this is part of living a good life. So many of us align our minds with things that are outside of us, or other people's experience and life outside of us. This is a call to come back and realign with you, your soul, your truth. That's that Lilith energy. Lilith is always reminding us to connect to ourselves, to the bedrock of our soul. So that is a reminder there. And what feels good about you, the bedrock of your soul? What feels good about your personal experience? There has to be something. I believe there's something. Connect with that energy to help move you forward. Okay, with that, let's dig into our Sunday Fun Day card. So, is your card number 1? Is your card number 2? Or is your card number 3? Oh, and I just pulled that out from where it was. Now, my intention was with these cards was what energy do you need in this new moon and moving forward in order to help you best embrace the lesson, flowing with balanced energy. So card number 1, and you guys may resonate with all 3 because all 3 are really good. Card number 1 is boundaries. And that's a really important thing to remember. You know, when we are connected, whether we realize we're connected on a vibrational level or not, we are always being affected by people's vibrations. So boundaries is always a very important thing to notice, especially if you feel yourself being sucked into somebody else's vortex that you don't want to go in. Boundaries. Where do you need to establish better boundaries? You, number 1, are being called to create clear boundaries in your life. This could be with your friends, family, or work. Saying yes when you really mean no leads to resentment, which is the biggest energy drain ever. At first, it might only be a little bit and not feel like a big deal, but before you know it, your energy field becomes porous and you're left feeling depleted, resentful, or taken advantage of. Saying no and have clear boundaries is actually a spiritual act. The most giving, loving, compassionate people are those with the clearest boundaries, for when they say yes, they are able to give unconditionally. When your boundaries are clear, others know where they stand and you are able to give freely. If you are not clear where your boundaries lie, this causes confusion, resentment, and energetic cords to be planted. If you are saying yes when you really mean no, you are likely needing something yourself. Ask yourself what part of me needs something from them. It could be a need for approval, a fear of being seen a certain way, or a fear of loss. The best way to gauge your boundaries is to check in with your belly. Your belly is the second brain. It has an intelligence known as gut feelings. Tune into the space when deciding what is okay for you. How does it feel? What is it trying to communicate with you? Work your light inquiry. Where in your life do you need to establish better boundaries? So that's card number 1. For supporting you with this new moon work. So boundaries. And chances are the boundaries is so that you can also take time to appreciate. We sometimes get so busy. We do not connect in and we do not appreciate what's going on. Okay. Card number 2. Break the chain. And since I pulled this card, have had that song by Fleetwood Mac stuck in my head. Oop, and I'm throwing cards. Break the chain. Ancestral patterns, healing, rewriting the future. Ooh, I like that. You are being called to heal your family line or free yourself from living the life of your ancestors. Clear those vibrations. This could mean letting go of an old pattern of your maternal or paternal line, and that patriarchal thing has been majorly up. Healing trauma from the past is not even yours, healing trauma from the past that is not even yours, or observing old ways of being that no longer serve you. We carry emotional trauma in our luminous field for up to 7 generations back. Interesting. This is why family patterns can be the hardest to break. Often they are not even ours to begin with, but we do not know another way of being, so we continue playing out the drama. The thing to notice when ancestral healing comes up is that you cannot heal another person, but your own healing can cause another person to choose to heal. Energy is freed up. You are being guided now to look at your life and decide how you want it to be. What ways of being or patterns are you ready to free yourself from? What part of your future do you want to rewrite? Now is the time to shake them off and dream a new future into being. The work your light action is, what old ways of being from your family line are you ready to let go? Seek assistance from your support team, tribe, friends, healer, coach, etc. to begin freeing yourself from those energies now. And that's definitely a major thing that's been in my life, working to free myself from those patternings. All right, so card number 3 for this new moon energy is Pleiades. Double mission, channeling, and uplifting humanity. The Pleiades, or the Pleiadians, are a group of star beings dedicated to raising the vibration of the planet and sharing new consciousness through creations and technology. They have been incarnating on Earth since near the beginning of humanity. You are a soul who has a double mission, to grow at the soul level and raise the vibration of the planet. If you have been called to write, speak, or channel, this is your sign to start doing it. Your work is divinely guided. Of all the souls, Pleiadians are the chattiest, and so perhaps you have already started channeling some of this work into this third dimension. Thank you for doing your part in the great plan. Your presence and unique light is needed. Your work light transmission is, hold the card up to your heart and say, I call upon Pleiadian consciousness of the highest realms and highest good of humanity to work through me. Let me be a channel for only the purest light of the essence of Source. Let me channel in a way that also serves me. So there we go. Those are your Sunday Fun Day cards for this week ahead, cards for this new moon, energies to put into play to help support you in finding your as above, so below balance with this energy, to align your mental brainwaves with your heart waves. All right, so that is it for today. You can always book a reading. Email mimiclark@gmail.com for that. Besides that, you have the power. The better gets, and there is more than enough love in the world for you. Namaste.